Okay. You guys hear me, right? Hello?
Yeah, we can hear.
Okay. All right. So we're still working on the MiG-29. The thing is, we couldn't release this week because we still need the pilot. Yeah, still working on the pilot. So I don't want to release a game and have a American pilot in here. So then maybe people may record videos and post it, and then it's become a problem later. Yeah. And also there's some animation they still need working on, like the intake doors and what else, some of the light. I need to move the lights around a little bit. Yeah. Okay, so now I'm gonna start the game and let's see what happened in the cockpit. All right.
Oh, Phil, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So those intake ports, like above the main intake, are they going to close like when the plane is on the ground?
Yes. Yeah, it's about to be closed right now. It's I think when
There's
you,
already an animation that we showed a few Q&As ago.
yeah, it will
They take doors.
but I believe when you park, this is gonna be closed, right? And then this is gonna be open.
Uh,
That's what I
I
saw in
can't
the
remember.
video. Yeah. And then when you start the engine, then it's gonna close this and it's gonna open this.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And then when you run up, on the runway, then it's gonna close this and open this again. Yeah. So that's what I remember from the video. So, uh,
It's also possible for the upper air intakes to wiggle when you're at low indicated airspeeds, and especially at high altitude. They actually model that in War Thunder, and those things can actually provide a little lift. Now it's not the as much as an actual flaps, but they do actually provide that lift.
these doors provide lift.
The no the upper ones, not the main doors.
This one, right? You see my mouse? The you know the okay, the upper on top, right? These,
Yes, the ones
okay.
on top.
That's weird. How much lift could you get from it? Um, okay.
Okay.
The problem is there's very little documents, officially documents that describe all these. So all we base on is the videos from the real
I will show
aircrafts.
you. I will show you how it is in War Thunder. There's a video of it on the internet.
Okay. Okay, but it's just a visuals effects though. It doesn't actually like give more lift into your flying models because it's so little. I don't think you can get much from it. Um, yeah, and then this doesn't affect anything on the air combat anyway. So yeah, so maybe it's just a visual thing. Okay. Yeah, and there's another part is the parachute is also something that we have to do, but maybe could be later. Yeah, because it's involved a lot of animation and yeah, sometimes some simple stuff it take a long time. Yeah. Okay.
Also, for the F-15C, will you actually give us the option to install the conformal fuel tanks? I know that not every F-15C use them always, but the conformal fuel tanks don't only provide they don't only provide additional fuel capacity, but they do affect the weight as well as the lift of the aircraft, because you know that the whole body of the F-15 is supposed to add lift. With those conformal fuel tanks, not only do increase the weight, but they do kind of offset it by adding a little lift as well. So you can, and for long range missions, I would definitely want to have the conformal fuel tanks on. These conformal fuel tanks are occasionally used in the F-15s that are stationed in Keflavik in Iceland. There are also some Alaskan F-15s that have the conformal fuel tanks.
Yeah. Yeah, that's gonna be some later addition to the games when we have like additional maps. Yeah. So for Dash Storm, for now we just use the basic F-15. Yeah. Yeah, of course. I don't think it's anything difficult to do. You know, just some modeling and then change some of the like fuel capacity parameters and assembly figures. Yeah, that's all. And but we do need like documents about like how much fuel is gonna extend. Yeah. So I don't know if those documents is the public or not. Okay, let me go back to the MiG-29. All right. So let's go into the cockpit. Let's go. So, okay, realistic. Okay.
What I'm most curious about flying the MiG-29 is like the characteristic cyan color that every Soviet plane has in the cockpit. I think that's cool.
The what?
The blue color on the Soviet planes.
Oh, the blue
Inside the
color.
Yeah.
The MiG-29 have the gray color cockpit.
Yeah, I think some nations change that color. I think China doesn't has like the blue color, but Russia still does.
I never see a blue colors cockpit of the MiG-29 before.
The blue is in the other MiGs and the Sukhois.
Yeah. Okay.
Also, that artificial horizon there, that's not the original artificial horizon the MiG-29 has. That artificial horizon is used by some more modern versions, like Slovakia's MiG-29AS. They changed that so that there's a better orientation. The one the Soviet has is just pure black with just the horizon line. So you can see, so I have some photos on the backer server for how the original 912 MiG-29 of the Soviet Union, the cockpit looks like.
Okay. Yeah, those minor stuff we can change later. But I don't know if the Iraqi have the black one or this one.
The
Also-
Iraqis have the black one.
Okay. Wait, let me change the
Hey,
time.
Kirby, just that little TV on the right side of the MiG-29. That's not the radar, right?
No, not the radar. It's
It's
just
not.
the HUD. The HUD.
It's a HUD repeater, and in real life, there's also it also displays data link info.
Okay, now it's brighter a little bit. Okay, so to start the engine, what you're gonna do is first of all you have to make sure that you select the left engine first, and then you turn on the battery and generators, fuel pumps, and then you go to the left and bring this up. Okay, so idle. Yeah, and then start. So it's pretty simple compared to American aircrafts. I just saw this today. It's something here. Yeah, and have to look at why it shows that light.
Yeah, that shouldn't
Yeah.
start until after the electrical system is on.
Yeah. So right now, yeah, the lap engine is running. So it's very different from American aircrafts because it doesn't have each like each engine. American aircraft each engine have their own generator, right? So left and right have their own generators, so you can use the left or use the right. But the MiGs have only one generators, so they connect by a gearbox. So that's why you have only one like one switch for the AC generator and DC generator. Yeah. So it's a little bit less than American aircrafts. Yeah, and also like the brakes and the canopy is operate with the air compressions. So it's completely independent with the aircraft, so with the the electricals or like hydraulic system of the aircraft. So like even though like nothing's running, you still can close the canopy. Yeah. So that part I don't have it a model right now. So right now it just close the canopy when you run up. But later on we have to model the air, yeah, air compress. What is it called? Pneumatic system. Yeah. So there's the sounds of the pneumatic system. It's like a big trucks use their the air brakes, right? Yeah. Okay, so now it's the engine's running, so you have the electrical systems on. So this is the left engine. Yeah. So now if you want to start the right engine, then you switch this to the right engine and hit start. Oh no, not yet. Have to idle cut off this. Yeah. Also, one more thing that I changed this time is that if you turn off the HUD, I mean the UI, you still can see these and interact with this.
Well, yeah, that's a really nice
Yeah.
addition. We had trouble. I'm just wondering if you can put like mouse and keyboard support in this game. Because I use like a mouse to like click on stuff like in the PC games. Like you would have like the yellow cross, which is in both DCS and BMS. So you want to put that kind of thing in GS for the HOTS users.
Yeah. The thing is, I have to look at Apple's because it have to work across multiple platforms between the Apple's and I know Android could have mouse. I'm not sure about Apple's.
iPad can do it as well.
Okay. So it's use a Bluetooth mouse, right?
Yeah, you can use Bluetooth mouse. You can also use like the keyboard cases with the trackpad, or you can use universal control from Mac.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good idea because I'm thinking of supporting the Mac as well.
Yeah, there's no like Mac alternative to
Yeah.
DCS yet, and
So
Warhammer's a pretty
nowadays,
bad
like,
game on.
yeah, a lot of people have Macs without never used a PC before. Yeah. So it could be a good market for this type of game. Yeah. The lights is not right yet, so just ignore it for now. And also, like we don't have we have to read the manual to find where's the control for the lights, the lighting system. Yeah, it's a lot more difficult because now it's all in Russian. So like we have to like you know, and there's no manual as well. So yeah, we have to do a lot of research to figure out where's the switch. But yeah, it's just the first aircraft. I think like later on when we have the Su-25, everything is maybe a lot easier because like we already know most of the stuff here. Yeah. Okay. Okay. You guys want to see it fly, right? I need to get my joystick. Just a second. All right. Joystick. Okay. So I turn off the shadow is just to make it this cloud. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So now it's taxiing. You guys hear the engine sounds?
I don't hear anything.
Okay. Let me crank it up a little bit.
We can hear from your microphone, but not from the game itself, like from the live stream.
Can you hear it now? Is it better?
No, it's not.
No.
Okay, maximum. How about this?
Nope.
Okay,
Yeah.
Your audio is not being recorded on the stream.
I see. That's weird. Okay. Yeah, so the HUD is also a challenging thing because it's got yeah, it's very complicated compared to the US one, and then it's very different and weird. So yeah,
There's actually supposed to be a horizon line indicator even in the navigation HUD mode. And the stuff at the right,
yeah,
the numbers at the right are in the
the
HUD mode. The angle of climb or dive.
yeah.
That's the missing
I know.
stuff.
We're missing that. Yeah. So gonna have the guy who create the models for this gonna create that as well. And also like yeah, the line is weird. It's a horizon, but it doesn't move with the horizon. So yeah, so that is one of the Russian thing. So yeah, so this screen is just the mirror of this screen. So it's nothing special. Yeah. And maybe later we could have like if there's a condition that when you hit with when your aircraft got hit, then it could like damage this screen, but this screen is still working. So like you have to use this to fly or something like that. Yeah. So this is the altitude, but if it's under I think like 1,000 kilometers or something, it's changed to a radar. So P is a R in Russian, so it's a radar. Yeah, but this is a little bit wrong as well. It should not be like number like two because the radar should not pick up anything if it this close. Yeah, so it should be zero. Okay, let me. And then also this is the acceleration. It's not working yet, but yeah. Another weird thing about the Russian thing is it show the acceleration of the aircraft here. And I watched the real HUD of the real aircraft. It's not it's not moving very it doesn't have very fine movement. It just jump from here to middle to the left. So to the right mean like you like accelerating, and to the left like you braking. Yeah, so it's one of the weird thing. Okay, so let's go. So yeah, this is the speed. It's in kilometers, I think. 200. Gear up. Oh, I have air brake on.
You need to change the afterburner effects because in most of the videos of the MiG-29 I've seen, it's supposed to be yellowish.
Oh, yellow and red, right? It's more red this color.
Yeah, it's kind of yellow red or yellow orange in all the videos I've watched.
Yeah. Yeah, I will change it. That's easy. It's just the color. It's just because right now we focus on all the stuff. Like the pilot. We have to change that. Okay. Yeah, and another thing that's we spend time is you see the HUD movement is not very fast, like the speed. Yeah, it's something that related to them like Russian aircraft. That at that time their computer is not as fast as American. So the movement of these number is not very fast at all. Yeah, I think this is a little bit fast. It should be a little bit slower.
Oh yeah, and also the waypoint stuff should be back. The dashes on the bottom of the HUD should be present if there's no waypoint selected. It's missing from the navigation mode in the game.
Yeah, right now it's just the basic. We don't have all those because I don't want to show it if it's not working yet. Yeah. So once we have
Yeah.
the navigation that work, then you're gonna start to show more stuff here. Yeah. So right now it's already there. It just is not moving or anything. So I just don't want to show it. It just doesn't look right. Yeah. So it's just try to make it simple,
Yeah.
right?
And there's also a huge discrepancy between the airspeed indicator and the speed indicator on the HUD. They're supposed to be exactly the same number in both real life and in DCS. The airspeed indicator on the HUD matches up with the airspeed indicator on the instrument panel.
Mm-hmm.
There's
Okay. Wait. Yeah, I want to see it clearer, but
Yeah, you're at 600, but the game is reading like 200 something, which is
yeah,
not, which is quite unreasonable.
yeah, I know. The reason is up here is the yeah. I think this is wrong. Yeah, I'll have to fix that. But I remember that this is indicated airspeed, right? So
Yes,
so this number,
both.
yeah, this one and this one
Both are
have to be the same. This one have to be the same. So it's indicated airspeed. Yeah, this is wrong. I have to look at it. Yeah, it's supposed to be like this number up here. But there's something here. I can't see it from here. I have to go to the lab. This yeah. So this is the true airspeed, I believe. This handle is the true airspeed.
Yeah, the Mach indicator.
And this the little one is the Mach indicator, right?
It seems to be, yeah, it seems to also be pretty inaccurate right now. Like it's displaying above Mach 1 at 700 kilometers per hour.
No, it depends on the temperatures as well. So the the match number is have to based on the temperatures of the environment. Yeah, so it's have the because it's a true SB, so it's have this one is indicated. So you have to compensate for the temperature. Yeah.
Okay, what altitude are you at right now?
What's that?
What altitude are you at?
Oh, what altitude? Where is the altitude? Okay, it's down here. No. This clock. This one.
Bottom left.
Yeah. What's that? This is the 6 kilometers. 6 kilometers and 700. Let me see.
20,000 feet.
Yeah. Did we have the? Let me see. Did we have the? Wait. Turn off autopilot. Did we have the number moving? Like the rolling. Let me fly it up a little bit. Okay, move. Oh, okay. So the rolling is also working. 3,000. Oh, also like this is the ground, right? I have a question. Like this is the sky and this is the ground. Is because in the MiG-15, the ground is on the bottom. The sky is on the bottom and the ground is on top. So it's just weird.
Okay. Hours per hour to knots. 7 true.
Okay. Yeah, and then another thing is in one of the description, this one is the
yeah, I think the Mach indicator is pretty inaccurate. So I calculated the 700 kilometers per hour indicated airspeed, and the true airspeed should only be like 437 at 21. Wait.
So
yeah, it should only be like 535 knots at 21
No. We are
1,000.
at 30,000 feet. That's 10 kilometers. 10,
Right.
10 kilometers.
10,000.
Yeah. No. 30,000. 30,000 feet. 10,000 kilometers, right? And
161.
350 kilometers per hour for the indicators
Yeah,
airspeed.
it should. 228. Yeah, true airspeed there should be.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. What? So
Yeah, there's something pretty inaccurate about the calculations between the Mach and the airspeed indicator in the MiG-29.
okay. We'll do that later because we have to take questions first. Yeah. Okay. I just wanted another thing is the cool thing that we do is like this one is also like now it's working like the real one. Yeah. So it's the ball inside is also move around. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I'll run out of fuel. Shoot. Yeah. Also, like the fuel indicators is also working as well. Yeah. Okay. Now I have to take question because otherwise we're gonna run out of time. Yeah. Okay. Wait a second. All right. Yeah. Let's do questions. Okay. It's the first person here. Oh, wait. Clay. It's Clay. So he's not respond. Okay. We're gonna next person. Okay. So okay. Gut. Are you on?
Mm.
Hello.
Will the MiG-29 have the R-73?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. It will. Yeah.
And how are the plans for the HMD for the F-15, F-16, F-18, and the MiG-29?
You're gonna do that, right? The
Yeah.
helmet.
Yeah. Helmet mount
Yeah,
display. We
Yeah, and
will.
it should be like a yellow circle, like in real life. And the pilot model still needs to be corrected because I think there are some wrong details with the helmet, with the pilot helmet that was shown in the backer server. That helmet is the Sura instead of the Shell 3UM. The Shell 3UM has a bulkier mount than the Sura, from what the pictures that I've seen on the top of the pilot's forehead.
Okay. Yeah.
The Soviet pretty simple for the MiG-29 was basically just an orange ball for the R-73.
Yeah. But for the Desert Storm campaigns, we're not gonna have that in the game. So it's gonna be later. Yeah.
HMD, wait. I'm pretty sure that every MiG-29 that was given an R-73 was bundled with the HMD as well.
Is the hierarchy have that at the time?
I thought we were going to build the MiG-29 to Soviet capabilities, so I thought that we would have the HMD.
Depends if the Iraqis use the R-73, which I don't know really. Then,
Iraq didn't. Iraq didn't.
Oh,
But
they
the
didn't?
thing is, the plane in this game, MiG-29, is going to have R-73s. And every MiG-29 that was equipped with R-73s also had that helmet in both the Soviet Union and the Warsaw Pact. So I think it does make sense to include the R-73, the HMD, alongside the R-73 as
for
an
balance.
aiming point.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Probably we're gonna have the HMD because we want to be like a little bit more balanced between the Iraqi and the
Yeah.
US. Because yeah, because the radar's range is shorter than the American aircraft, right? So like we need to give it some of the capacity.
Yeah, also the HMD is
Yeah.
really simple. It doesn't displace anything other than the R-73 Seeker had. It was just basically a red circle, nothing else.
Yeah, but American at the time doesn't have the HMD at all, right?
Yellow circle.
Yeah,
There's the
Yellow circle.
DCS cinematic that actually accurately portrays it. SATAC 22 trailer.
yeah. Okay.
And I think they even displayed the physical circle and then the yellow one inside it as well, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't the US the HMD. I'm gonna look into that, but I'm pretty
Okay.
sure they had like
So did we answer your questions? Got. Okay. Let's go to the next. Okay. He's not on. Okay. All right. Let me look for some of the questions. R77. We will have the R77 as well, right? Is that right?
You have to also not 9.13. Okay, yeah, you need to add like another version, the 913S. The cockpit of the DCS MiG-29 is actually the 913S version. It has an upgraded NC-19M radar, which can guide up to two R-77s in the Soviet equivalent of the TWS mode. In DCS, it's called TWS-2.
I think would be a little bit too much for the aircraft, specifically being in a export version of the earliest MiG-29.
Yeah.
There's
Okay.
going to be, but there's no counter to AIM-120 in the later campaigns at the same time.
Yeah, the later campaigns. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, for the later campaigns, a lot of new stuff would be added. So I don't think R-77 would be too much trouble for
Yeah,
the US.
not in this campaign, but in the post-Desert Storm ones, it's possible.
Yeah, because the US is also going to have a lot of new stuff there. So yeah, I don't think it would hurt to
Yeah.
have the
120s.
Yeah. Okay. We'll get there, and then we'll think about that. Okay. But one of the things I want to mention is we're thinking of create. Remember that when we're talking about create games, on the side game, so that we could raise money for Gunship 4.
Oh yeah,
So we're thinking of like after we complete the MiG-29, like fairly completed, then we could create a map of Ukraine and create a game that mainly just the MiG-29, that you can fly the Ukrainian MiG-29s on the Ukraine map, like the current war, and so you have to fly very low, and then you have to fight against the Russian Su-27 or 37 or something, right? Yeah.
Su-35, Su-27 SM,
Yeah.
MiG-31 BM.
Yeah, so those are gonna be AI, and then
Yes, sir.
yeah, so the game is just the MiG-29, and yeah, so you fly at Ukrainian, and maybe later on we're gonna add the Su-25 as well. So Ukrainian did use the Su-25, so yeah, and also the F-16 to the game. Once we have those aircraft complete, yeah. So it's gonna be a side game from this. So it's a lot smaller. It doesn't have a lot of features. It's just the aircraft, and you fly, and then you fly the missions, and then you fly together with other people on multiplayers. So there's no players against players, or maybe just for practice. And like MiG-29 again, MiG-29 is for practice, but mainly it's like a co-op games.
yeah, that could be nice. Just gotta make sure to tell people that it would be a side project, because probably a lot of people would think it's a entirely new game.
Yeah, it's up to them to think about it. It could be because it's completely like completely a different game from the Gunship 4. It's yeah, people could consider it's a new game as well. Um, yeah, the price is gonna be like just one times. There's no like microtransaction in there, so you buy it and then you fly the MiG-29, and maybe on like later on when we have more aircraft, then maybe there's that you can purchase the F-16 or something like that. But there's no goal system in there. It's very simple. It's just the thing that you own and you play with it. Yeah, and then yeah, it's gonna be about $5 to $10, and then additional aircraft is gonna be a little bit later. Yeah. So it's kind of excited that you play the modern war, the current event, and also and also it's gonna help us to generate more fun for the project.
Yeah, that sounds like a great idea.
Yeah. Yeah, and another thing I want to say is that people have been complaining, why did this project have been so slow, and the progress compared to what we
If
promised. Yeah,
it's every flight sim, even BMS has 20. BMS took like almost 20 years to get where it is now, and that's including the original Falcon 4.0.
yeah, it takes time. But one thing is I have to mention is that at the time that we launched the project, we was planning to raise about $100,000 or $200,000. Remember? But what we get right now is about $20,000 something. Yeah. So if we have less the fund, then the production is also slower as well. So yeah, so that is the reason that we are not at the speed as we promised. And but it's we still going. So with 20,000 something, we still develop the game. So it take more time. That's all. Yeah. And also I hope that the side project, not really the side, it's just the the same code from the Gunship 4. We just take it out and then just package into a different games with a new map. So we're gonna selling that so that we can raise money from for the game, for the main game. The reason is that every time we create a Kickstarter campaign, it's very complicated. It takes a lot of resources, or even Indiegogo. It takes a lot of resources from us. So yeah, we have to be. We don't want to take any. We don't have to. We don't want to use any resources from the games and to do something that is not useful. Yeah. So create a side game is more like a consistent way to generate fun for the games. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds nice.
So that is why you are developing the side games to raise revenues for GS4.
Yeah. Hopefully we just need only one. So hope that we just do the Ukraine thing, and then later on add the MiG-29, Su-25. Yeah. So that should be enough for us.
So how about the F-16? So it's after the Su-25, right?
Yeah, probably, yeah, after the Su-25. Yeah. So
Okay.
whenever we have the F-16 on GS4, then the F-16 could go to the MiG-29 game as well. Yeah. And also to make it more fun, the community, we're gonna have like contests for the community to create the game art, and also like the name of the game as well. So how you guys want to name it? It's like the Ghost of Kiev, or MiG-29 thing. Yeah, yeah, and of course it's gonna have the skin of the Ukraine, the digital camouflage skin.
I just thought of a name, but I know.
Yeah.
I
So
was thinking, yeah, go ahead.
yeah. So that's the idea. So let's see if anyone have like any questions or feedbacks from that idea. Yeah. So the game's gonna be available on iOS and Android and Amazon, so everywhere. Yeah, so it's just something that people could have a taste of the game of Gunship 4 without getting into the the beta testing stuff. Yeah, yeah. That's for the side game, and then I'm also thinking of if we could. Maybe we could release, but it depends on the side game. If we can raise a lot of money from the side game, then we could hold on the release of the Gunship 4 a little bit longer so that it's more mature, or we could have Gunship 4 release as you can fly aircrafts. Just like I mentioned before, we can have like four aircrafts on the US side, and then aircraft for the I mean the Iraqi side. So MiG-29, Su-25, and then the US is A-10 and the F-15. Yeah, so the four basic aircraft, and then so that we can release something like that. It's pretty much it's actually better than carrier landing HD. Because carrier landing HD right now is the
No interactive cockpits, static images on
yeah,
the screens.
it's pretty much you fight against American, like US fight in US, right? Can you fight against other like Chinese aircraft in that game?
No, you can't currently.
There's only F-18C in multiplayer,
Yeah,
nothing else.
Oh, I see.
was-
That's why. Yeah. Okay.
you gotta pay for multiplayer, like to play more multiplayer.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
gotta
So
pay.
that's just another thing. So even like the very basic version of the Gunship 4, you can fight against each other, and then there's ground target as well. So that's another thing that carrier landing doesn't have. So
Yeah, they were playing ground
He
targets.
started JDAMs to the F-35, but he hasn't released them yet. He showed them on Instagram.
I think Scatback, which is one of the admins in German HD, said it was actually trolling with the JDAM thing. I know, I gotta look into that.
yeah. Yeah. So, but we don't know when we could get into that that level yet. So, maybe a couple months from now. Yeah. So basically, in the U.S. Side, you could do aerial refuel, and then fly some missions, cap missions or close air support. And then from the Iraqi side, you could take off and then try to prevent American aircraft from going to your airspace. Yeah, so it's a basic game like that. So maybe the aircraft is not completed yet, and also like dynamic companion is not completed yet, but it's still something playable. You have thing to do in that game. Yeah, so that's the idea. Yeah.
Sorry, I have one question. Can I ask you?
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
Will Gunship 4 available on Android in the CIS countries?
Available on Android.
On Android and CIS countries like Russia, Belarus, Ukraine.
I don't know. The you mean Android available in Russia?
Yeah.
Ukraine.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys in Russia could download the game, or I mean access to Google Play. I don't know if they prevent you guys to do that. So I really don't know.
I no, maybe I'm using Google Play. Will be this in Google Play, like Gunship World War 2
Okay,
or
what
Gunship 3.
okay, what country are you in right now?
What?
What country you from?
He's from Russia.
Oh, from Russia? Okay.
Yeah, I'm from Russia.
Okay. Yeah, if you could download the Gunship 3, Gunship sequel, then you could download Gunship 4. It's the same. It's gonna be on the same store. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
All right. Yeah. So another idea is that we gonna develop the game so that we can play on Mac, so that we gonna take the market from that people have the new young generations only have Mac as their computer. The Mac M1, M2s, MacBook Air, because this game run on mobile, so it's run very fast on M1 system, M2 system. So yeah, so it's gonna support, and also and then you can use your iPhone as a head trackers. So like you have your iPhone on the stand, right, in front of you, so it can look at your face, and then I did do some tests on that, and then it's pretty accurate. But you need like iPhone 10 and above or something, so that it have the depth sensor, so that
Oh, the 3D scanner.
3D scanner in the front, so that it can scan your face. So you
You
don't
know
need.
what? You can.
I never knew you
There's
could
continu on macOS Ventura and later. There's continuity camera. I wonder if we could use our iPhone as the head tracking device. Like if you have a Mac and an iPhone, I want to see that in Gunship 4, where you can even collaborate with the developer of the app Smooth Track, because he has support for Smooth Track in Infinite Flight, to also put it in Gunship 4.
Yeah, I saw that. But it's gonna be something built inside Gunship 4, so you don't need to download another app. Yeah.
Oh,
So
that is really nice.
yeah.
Never knew an iPhone.
So basically, like if you have an iPhone and then you play the game on iPhone, not on the Mac, right? And then if you plug the phone into the big screen TV, so the phone gonna use the camera to track your face, and then you look at the TV to play. So it doesn't need a computer. And if you want to play on your Mac and use the phone as a head tracker as well, it could send the data over the Wi-Fi into your Mac, and then it's gonna track your face as well. Yeah. And then on in the futures, when let's say the goggles, the Apple goggles is become a lot cheaper,
Yes.
something like $500. Yeah, then we're gonna have the game run on that as well. So yeah, so pretty much like the whole Apple computer stuff is gonna be it's gonna be playable on every devices of Apple's. Yeah. So it's gonna be happen in the next like 2 years.
Windows, maybe later on you can even put a Windows version if more enough people want it. So also PC can now join everybody in the game.
Yeah, we could do that, but gonna be later. The PC is because we have to sell the game. We have to sell the game somewhere, in the store for PC, right? So
You can put it on Steam, or you can even just distribute it on GOG.com.
yeah, it's possible, but later. Probably later because on the PC market, I think it's a lot more competitors. Yeah, so on the Mac market, it's a lot easier. Yeah. So let's do one thing first. So make sure that it's run well on Mac first, and then we will be thinking about move it over to PC later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you can run it on only Mac with integrated graphics, it should not be too hard to get it running on a gaming PC.
Yeah, in theory, it should work everywhere. It just there's maybe something that you know, because like we have to test it on Windows, different version of Windows, and yeah, so it's
You have to use Microsoft DirectX,
yeah.
and then you have to and maybe Vulkan for the rendering on Windows.
Yeah, it's more complicated than it sounds though. But we will think about that later. Yeah. Okay. Any more questions? We have like 10 more minutes before it's finished.
Let me check the chat. So one user has asked if team balancing will be made fair with AI. Because he said a lot more people is going to be playing on the U.S. side instead of like the Iraqi side.
Yeah, that's true. They just have better weapons.
Yeah, the U.S. side it makes sense that people play it a lot because it's a lot more user friendly than the Iraqi side. The aircraft are in English and the electronic systems, like the radar system, is so much easier to operate. Answering the question, yeah. If I remember correctly, Phil said that AI will compensate for the lack of people on the Iraqi side.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure we're gonna have AI, but it's more like in the supporting role than. Yeah, it's gonna be some fighter as well. Yeah, but they don't expect they're gonna be very good at it. Yeah, it's nothing compared to human players. Yeah. So the AI problem at first they're probably gonna operate the tankers and the E3, some like support aircrafts. Yeah, and then it depends on how many players on the game. So if it's only one-sided, then it's gonna generate some fighters for the hierarchy. So it's pretty much become a cooperate game, co-op games. If there's nobody join to the other side, yeah. But once people join the other side, then it's gonna reduce the number of AIs down, so that the game is not too slow. Yeah. And also like I believe the performance of Gunship 4 gonna be better than Gunship sequel, because Gunship sequel it's used a lot more resources than you think. Like the B-17, right? Each gunner have their own brand, and they every time that the enemy come, they have to shoot at it. So it's a lot. So each aircraft have like 10 gunners or something, right? So that is like 10 different brands, and then if you have like 5 B-17, that is like 50 little AI brand running. Yeah, so that's why it's very slow. But even like the Hamburg map, if you could crank up to a lot of AIs, I believe. Like if you have a pretty good phone, like iPhone 13s or something, like you could have like 20 B-17 or something like that, right? Yeah. But but compared to the Gunship 4, each aircraft have only one brand, right? Only the pilot. And then and then the rest of it is just the missiles. But the brand of the missiles is only active when you fire it. So basically, in theory, it's gonna be a lot faster to run. Pretty much like you're gonna have a lot more AI aircrafts in Gunship 4 compared to the World War II games. Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. Someone ping me. Let me see.
Okay. All right, guys. So 5 minutes before it ends. So, is any questions or anything, comments? Yeah. So we're gonna continue to release alpha for the backers, but for people outside the backers community, then hopefully by the about like the year end, like October, November, then we're gonna have the the side game, the MiG-29 Ukraine map games, and also like the main Gunship 4. If it's mature enough, then we could release it as well. Yeah.
I think that we want to have a really good dynamic campaign, and we need carrier operations in the initial public release. I think we could also have more planes than GS4. So if those planes have a decent amount of fidelity, and then there's a similar number of those to carrier lacking HD, then I think we can easily be called as the better game.
Yeah.
And I do think that we need to sort out the other details like the sensors, the radar modes, and the aerodynamics as well, so that we can be considered serious. Because I want the game to have a really, really good launch, because there's a lot of games that launch in a disappointing state. We want Gunship 4 to be polished. There has to be not too many bugs, and there has to be like a lot of stuff to play with right out of the box in the public release.
Yeah, that's the thing. We don't want to release too early to the public. Yeah, otherwise we're gonna get a lot of bad opinions. Yeah, that's why we want to do the side game, so that the side game is just completely something different from the main game, so it's not it's not related. And then so we will think about that. If at that time, if we can have a community vote, and then if people think that no, we want to work more on it, then we can keep it and make it become more mature. And Okay, I just saw a question that people asked about something. Oh, is it going to be infantry and man parts? Yeah, there will be man parts around.
Charlie 3 for Iraq. I'm not sure about what they have Stingers in the U.S. side.
I think they do have man parts because I remember reading about something. It's a story about a pilot in there's a storm, and then he got shot down by man parts. A British aircraft or something. Yeah. And and also a lot of AAAs as well.
Oh yeah, that tornado that bombed an airfield and it got shot down. The pilots were captured.
Yeah, that's a man part, right? I'm not sure. I don't remember very well. Yeah, but anyway, so we want like BMS, right? So you cannot just fly around freely in a war zone.
Yes.
If you
BMS, they have really smart AI. Like you want to do and things can be really unpredictable in BMS. You want to try to flank the target. Somebody else is you're probably going to run unexpected into somebody, or there's going to be trouble. Like there are just some scenarios in BMS that are just very difficult or impossible to win sometimes.
Yeah, so it's like
sometimes your only option should be basically it's gonna survive. You might have to abort in some cases.
Yeah. You have to be very careful. Like you have to follow the plan very carefully. And then every single time you play the game is different. The AI gonna have different decisions and then move stuff around a little bit different. So I think that's just why Gunship 3, World War II is still lasts until today, is because every time that you play the game is different. It's not always the same. Like the same unit at the same place every single time. It's gonna make the games very predictable. Yeah. So we work on it. It's a work in progress. So we may start with something is not very not at that level yet, but then we improve it over time, and we'll make it dynamics. Yeah. Okay. The last question. We're not gonna have campaigns again, so maybe we're gonna start a Patreon or something like that. So something that's more sustainable, so that we could easier for us to get more backers, but it's so what we don't have to create a campaign every single time, and it's very tired doing that. But we're gonna create a side game so that people could play the games without become a backers. Okay, guys. So this is the end for this meeting. So we're gonna hopefully, I think for sure we're gonna have the MiG-29 next week by the end of the week. So yeah. So okay. So keep update. All right. All right. So see you guys next time. Hopefully next week. Yeah. Okay. All right. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
You too. Bye bye.
See you guys.